Oh man. Okay. Today is going to be the day that we talk about some really important things. And it's not just for women. I want to say that. So, this Pink Power Hour is not just for women, it's for everybody, every single person. But before we get started, let's go ahead, let's get our music, and then we'll get into it. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. It is Gwendolyn, GR Houston Jack. This is Girl. Listen. And this is our pink power hour. I got all the pink on, all the pink. I got it all on. I want to welcome you all to it's going to be an informative show for all viewers, every single viewer. And we are streaming live to YouTube and LinkedIn. If you're on LinkedIn, I love you there, but I'm just going to tell you it's a better experience on YouTube because we have a poll going right now. The poll today, the question of the day, and I forgot what the question is. Hold on. It is, do you get a wellness exam every year? That is the question that we have going on YouTube. So come on over so you can answer that question or put it in the comments. I'll take that too. But shout out to everybody who is watching now and who will be watching later on in a replay. Love to have you all here. Would love to know your story as well as where you're tuning in from. And as we do that, of course, my mom is here because mother is here. Mother's going to support her kids no matter where they are. So shout out to mama. My sister is here. Hello, Jessica. Hello. So good to have her here as well. And we are talking about preventive care as well as breast cancer awareness. Right? All of that is in there. Now, before I get into that, because I do want to give a lot of time for this will not be a whole hour, right? I know it says power hour. It's going to be 30 minutes, okay? We're going to put it all in there. It's 30 minutes. But it is TGIFF. That G is Fire Fridays. As you know, we start here with a live edition of Girl, Listen, and then we shimmy on over to Indie Soup Media, where we'll watch a replay of Girl Listen and also the indie show Ladies Listen Up. That is starting at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. So you want to tune in over there to get your latest and greatest on what's going down. Because what can I tell you? Give me a soapbox. I'm going to start talking about some things. And today, because it is October, we're going to talk about breast cancer, some insight and inspiration. And I really took it to be something more focused on, yes, breast cancer awareness, but also preventive care. Now, I know that October, we celebrate breast cancer awareness across the globe, but I took down some numbers because I didn't want to do this without giving it its proper due. I want to make sure I'm sending out really good information. And I myself went and got my mammogram on Tuesday morning, 7:15. I roll into Solis mammography every year because it's what we need to do. And I'm going to share my story in a little bit. But October is a great time to raise awareness for breast cancer. And also, we want to talk about early detection and then supporting those who have been impacted by this disease. And I want to say this, men can get breast cancer too. Now, I know we see a lot of women. I know my mother's aunt, my great aunt, passed away from breast cancer. So it impacts a lot of people. This really is a global thing. And early detection is where I want to start. You know, if you get your regular mammograms, your clinical visits, the earlier you figure it out, the better chance you have on making a plan for it. I do have a number here. It says that if you get a early detection exam, it can improve your treatment outcomes. There is just so much more that can be done when we look at preventive healthcare. Now, I know it can be a little expensive. Everything's expensive, right? And healthcare is no exception. but it is cheaper to get ahead of it than to deal with afterwards. I just want to say that right here, right now. It is cheaper to get ahead of it. Now, what are some of your risk factors? Age is one, your family history. There is genetic mutations, lifestyle factors. They have alcohol consumption on here. Okay. Alcohol consumption and obesity can raise the risk of you getting breast cancer. Now, I'm going to say this. I believe everything in moderation. That's how I believe, right? Like that's because I'm sorry, Gwendolyn is not going to get rid of her alcohol. But I am going to do some things that allow me to, just do things that are better, talking to your doctor, getting things in order, and be you man, be you woman. You want to look for the changes in your breast size. You want to look for the lumps, the bumps, skin dippling, nipple discharge. I want to say it was a few years ago, Matthew Rose noted discharge of his nipples, and yeah, got in to doctor and they found some things. So don't think breast cancer. I know we do. We think women first, but it does impact men and women. So just be aware of that. And Jessica shares that she has her very first one. Oh, in December. Okay. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Let me give you a quick little deal about my story really quick. And this comes from high school. I was becoming a senior in high school, going to my senior year. And the junior year, they had passed out these self-examination packets with all this information. And I thought, okay, pretty cool. So I'm getting ready for school and I'm cleaning out the closet and everything else like we always do. And I was getting ready to throw away the self-examination packet. And I thought, well, let me just do a quick self-examination. I had never done one. I was 17, this is in the summer. And I go feeling around and I'm like, that feels funny. Keep in mind, for women, when you're on your cycle, some people get lumpy breasts. So they always tell you to like check it twice just in case, because you may have that happening during your cycle. That was not the case for me. So I go to my mother. I was like, Ma, you gotta figure this out. She's like, so we of course called the doctor. And the doctor's like, look, we need to do a biopsy. We need to figure out like what this is, you know? Now, what goes through the head of a 17-year-old, now 18-year-old, when the lump has been discovered in her left breast? A lot of ideas, a lot of thoughts went through my head. Because typically when you hear about breast cancer, you hear about women who are 30, 40, 50, 60. And the older we get, the higher the chance of getting breast cancer. So keep that in mind, right? Like age is in there. But here I am, 17. I'm thinking there's just no way that could be in there. Keep in mind, my mother's aunt, my great aunt, she had breast cancer. So they're thinking, hey, hereditary, could be in the genes, all those things. And I'm just like, now what? I'm only a teenager. I'm not even out of high school yet. So my winter break, we went in for day surgery. They got in there, they sliced it open, pulled it out. And I remember changing my bandage that night. And I just thought, oh my, like all these stitches. And it was just gross. I thought, oh my goodness, waiting for the results. Results were negative. So that's a positive. But it stays with you. That scar stays with you. And for the longest time, I didn't even want to wear like a halter top or any kind of bikini or bathing suit that could show the scar, because I thought, I don't need people to see that, right? And then you get to a certain age and you're like, you know what, this scar tells stories. This scar could help somebody else. So let me start telling my story. So I had been getting mammograms since I was 19 years old. We have been squeezing the girls. The machines have gotten better. Jess, I will talk to you later about the machines, but they've gotten better. And so it's just really good that the sooner you get in there and you look at what's going on and having these really open discussions about it. I know they think, hey, I'm 17, I'm 18, I'm 20. It couldn't happen here. It can happen here. The sooner you find what could be wrong, the better chance of getting ahead of it. So talking with our doctor, I had a great doctor too. I had a great doctor who talked through all the things. We talked about, lifestyle. I wasn't drinking then, so clearly we weren't talking about limiting alcohol, but staying active, all those things can definitely reduce the risk of getting breast cancer. And then they also mentioned that, you can find a number of support groups that will help you as well. If you are the person who has to go through any kind of chemo or what have you to get rid of what's there. So here are some other tips to know. We talk about early detection. Again, risk factors, age is on there. We look at the symptoms, lumpy, bumpy, the dimples, discharge. And let me go there really quick. I don't mind sharing my story because I go in every year and I happen to have dense tissue, which can hide lumps. It can hide the cancer, having dense tissue. But I don't ever go in with a fear of. At this point, I've done it for so long and for so many years. I just go in with like, okay, great, let's see what's going to happen. That's how I do it. So a few years back, there was some discharge, and I thought, oh my, now what? So the first thing I do is I go to my doctor. I'm talking to my doctor about it. I'm like, look, doc, something ain't right here. I got this discharge. We got to figure it out. It wasn't bloody, so that's a positive, right? It's not bloody, but it's still there. And she's like, okay, Gwendolyn, here's the deal. It could be one of two things. Now, I want you to hear me clearly. As much as I love kids and I love the babies, right? My grandson's on his way right now. I wasn't trying to. So she says, okay, here's the first thing. You could be pregnant. And I was like, hell no, that ain't it. I know that ain't it. So what's the other option? Because I know that's not the diagnosis here. And she's like, Gwendolyn, you are still of birthing age. It could be, as a doc. That ain't it. What else you got? Go back to your books. So she goes back and she's looking at her notes. Her nurse is like, oh my. It's like, yes, sis, trust. I know it ain't that one. So come again. So she says, okay, don't get nervous, but there have been studies that it could be a brain tumor. But of course, right? Because if I'm not pregnant, clearly it's a brain tumor. What? Like, are you serious right now? Really? And I was like, okay. So she finds me an oncologist. I make the appointment and I leave the office that day. And I'm in the car with my dad. I talked to my dad. He's like, okay, so what did they say? I was like, Pops, I got two things going on here. I could either be pregnant or it's a brain tumor. And he was like, what? He's like, well, which one do you want? I said, honestly, I'll take that brain tumor because like I'm not built for babies. I'm not built for it. So I'm perfectly okay. Now, the good thing is going to this oncologist. She did my test and everything. This is the same time, as a matter of fact, that Matthew Knowles found his bloody discharge, right? And she was like, no, everything is good. Don't worry about it, blah, blah, blah. So we have gone through a couple of things. If it's not one thing, it's something else with Gwendolyn. And hey, shout out to my work husband, Ron Foster. Yeah, Jessica trusts. My dad was like, really? Seriously? I said, yeah, Pops, seriously. Go ahead and give me that because I don't know about the other thing. But there's always something, right? There's always something. Now, what's really cool about what's happening now with mammograms is the technology has come away. So I was there Tuesday, and for the very first time, I could see my scans immediately in the office with my technician, right? I could see all 4 pictures. And I'm looking like, oh, okay, all right, I don't see anything weird. Now, I'm not the doctor. The good thing, though, is that I have a chance to see those images immediately, waiting for my results. My results came in yesterday. Everything's good, But at least now I see them. In the past, you had to wait, get to your doctor's office. They put them on the little screen, everything. But technology is moving in a positive fashion for us in regards to the tools we use to identify breast cancer. So it was so cool. I was like, oh, look at that. Oh, I have images? Well, wait a minute. Didn't see that one coming. Okay. So things are moving in the right direction. But let me give you some numbers right here. So in 2022, there were 2.3 million women diagnosed with breast cancer and 670,000 deaths globally in 2022. We are still working through it. Now, I said this quite often. We are not one size fits all. So what treatment works really well for someone may not be the same for somebody else. All right? That's just it. There's so many factors, your genes, your DNA, your lifestyle, all the things are part of it. But the sooner you get ahead of it, the better. So survival rate, again, thanks to advancements in treatment, there are over 4 million breast cancer survivors in the US alone. Okay? So let's talk about not being afraid of what's going on. And here's where I'm going, people. We got to do some health checkups. We got to get there. Because yes, it can be great to just sort of say, I don't want to know. The human body is like an old car that when you go to the dealership, well, take it back. Because I don't go to the dealership. I typically go like up the street to like a local garage. But when you go in there, they find everything wrong with your car. Okay, body is a vehicle, exact same thing. If you go in on a regular basis, and most insurance policies do include a wellness exam, giving us that much, you can get ahead of it. Preventive healthcare is cheaper than after you get sick. I'm gonna say it again, get ahead of it. You can get ahead of it, it's better for you. So here are some things for all of us, not just women. For men and women, get your blood pressure screening. Get that done, right? Regular checkups to monitor and manage your hypertension. Get your blood pressure screening. Now, I don't know about you guys, but if you have a flex spending account or health spending account, FSA, HSA, they typically will allow you to buy a blood pressure machine. I have one in the house. So I check it myself. Just make sure that things are going well. Okay. Now, it doesn't excuse you from stuff. Now, if you can't buy one, you can go to CVS, you can go to Walgreens. They have a machine right by the pharmacy. I think it's like, I've seen them like for a quarter or something. Sometimes they're free, but check it. They do have machines available. So don't find an excuse not to get it checked. There are resources. If you want it bad enough, you'll get it done. Cholesterol screening, that helps in assessing the risk of heart disease. Heart disease is huge. It is huge. Black women, it is huge for us, right? Get your heart. Now, when I go out walking and running, yes, there are benefits beyond something physical, right? My mind feels better. My body feels better, but I also have a healthier heart. You got to move this old vehicle. You got to move. How you move it, I don't care how you move it, but you got to move it. You got to move that vehicle. But heart disease is real. And if I may just get on a quick soapbox here. Real quick before we go. Jess says Amazon has them for less than $20. Well, there you go. See, if you want it, you can definitely get one if you want it, right? So go get one, keep it in the house. But I was talking with the husband and a fellow friend about the size portions at American restaurants. They are way over. We brought on this super sizing of food and we have gotten out of control. A lot of these meals, you can take it and split between two people or take it and have leftovers. But it's too much food. It's too much food and we don't move enough. Now, I'm in Texas. In Texans, we know how to eat. We know how to drink up some stuff. And we drive just about everywhere. And it's not like a short drive. It's like what, average 20, 30 minutes, right? Just to get around. So we're in our cars a lot. So moving it can be a chore, but we gotta move. You gotta think about your heart. As Jess says, heart health is so overlooked in women. Coming from your heart patient. Oh, right, Jessica. Yes. Now, if you want to share a little bit of your story in the comments, you can if you don't. But thank you for sharing that. Heart health is huge. Again, preventive care, people. We want to get ahead of things. We want to get ahead of it. Also on that list, diabetes screening, blood test to check blood sugar levels. Get your diabetes screening. Eye exams. They also detect vision issues and other diseases. Yes, the eyes are the window to the soul and some other stuff. So get your eye exams and dental exams, regular cleanings and checkups to maintain your oral health, which can also impact your brain. Make sure you're immunized. Now, I know people feel some kind of way about getting your vaccinations. I don't know where y'all coming from. Now, I'm old school. We kept our shot records up to date, okay? If you are traveling, if you are any kind of traveler, trust, it's a very good chance you believe in getting vaccinations. Just gonna say it like that, okay? But look at your vaccinations, okay? Make sure you're up to date with all of those. Flu shots, tetanus shots, all the shots. And it is about that season where we're coming into the cold and flu. Personally, because I had allergies going on a few weeks back, I wore my mask to the grocery store because I didn't want anyone. I mean, I know it's allergies, but still, I am respectful of other people in their space. So I put on the mask because I was just like not. But I went in to Kroger. I told Jess, I went into Kroger. I got my flu shot, my COVID vaccination, and a $20 coupon. So yes, I saved on groceries that day. Thank you, God. Jess says, had a heart attack in June, rushed into the OR. I am a person that works out 5 to 6 times a week. It skips nobody. Oh, you know what? I like how you bring that up because we have seen from time to time these athletes who are in, as far as we can see, tip-top condition, and then something happens that's heart related. And it doesn't always work out in their favor. Thank you for sharing that. We take a lot of things for granted. You know, we just feel as if everything is in the right place. And so my message today in this power hour is to just get ahead of it. That preventive health check, again, most insurance policies will cover a wellness exam. It's a general health checkup. Now, this has to do it every 2 years. I go every year. I got one in December. Coming up, right? I'm going to fast, get my blood checked and everything, and then get all the other parts checked because I got all kinds of wonky stuff going on over here. I just look really healthy. But don't we all look really healthy? Like, don't we all just have that look? Maybe it's just me. Okay. Let me get back to it. Now that we have everything for everyone, for women, here's the deal. Get that mammogram. You want to get the mammogram. Breast cancer screening typically starts at the age of 40. So here is my message to you. Gwendolyn was 17 years old when she found a lump in her breast. I was 17. I know that they promote or suggest a certain age. I believe in self-screening, okay? And I am thankful that my school handed out those self-screening packets when I was a teenager. Didn't think it made a big deal, did the test, found the lump, and got it removed, right? So I believe the earlier, the better. I get 40, I understand it. But if you know your family history, I wouldn't take chances. I didn't think that I would have anything, you know, but it's 17, man. I was 17, okay? So don't take that for granted. Get ahead of it. Do what you got to do. Get tested. Cervical cancer screening. Yep, that's the other one. Get your pap smears and your HPV tests. Get those tests done. And then, because it happens, bone density to check for osteoporosis. There you go. If you are over 65, especially, we start losing a little bit of something here. Yeah, get that checked. I know at Solis Mammography, they do bone density tests. So all the things to keep this going, all the things to keep it going. Now that's for women. For men, hold up. I got one for you. Hold up. We have prostate cancer screening. Okay. Is a test, and it's also a digital rectal exam. If you're over 50, especially, get your prostate cancer screening. And then your testicular exam. You're looking for lumps and other abnormalities as well. Okay. The sooner you get ahead of it, the better off you'll be, because you can make a plan for treatment. There's nothing worse than finding, and I'm going to say this, and it's one of those things, and I've shared about my dad a couple of times, and he was just at a wedding, dancing his whole life, just doing the thing. You know, I got on video. He's just getting it. He was getting it. And then the very next month, he goes down, right? Found out it was pneumonia. And then we found out not only that, he's got sepsis. And, oh, wait, we are seeing that he has cancer. Stage 3. And now he got his exam every year, but the exams don't cover all the things. So I want to go there too. So here's where our next bit of information comes into play. You got to know your family health. You know, this can help you. It can help your doctor recommend specific screenings. Know your history. We don't talk about things the way we used to, right? But you have to know your history. That's going to be one. Stay active. Eat healthy. I believe all things in moderation. That's where I come from. Right now, I'm going to get out. I'm going to do some dancing. I'm going to walk. I'm going to jog. I'm going to run. You know, I'm going to do all the things to keep myself together because it just makes me feel good. Right? Makes me feel great. I put my music on and I get to moving. So I'm telling you, right? But eating healthy and staying active, and get you some friends, whether they're in the same state, same city, wherever. You can do team challenges. A lot of these health apps have a way to do team challenges. Get an accountability buddy to help you stay active. Now, if you ever do any kind of contest, Gwendolyn is competitive. I will show up for a challenge. Okay? I just did one. Just did a 10-day challenge. My team won because I was like, I'm going to get out here every day and do like 15,000 steps or more. I'm that person. So if you need somebody to help you win a team challenge, consider Gwendolyn your partner. But I'm just saying. So keep that in mind. But stay active, eat healthy, avoid smoking, and limit alcohol. Again, I believe in moderation, right? So I enjoy my wine collecting. I enjoy my wine. I do. I don't do a lot of heavy alcohol. I mean, it's on the bar. And it's been there for a while, so don't judge me. It's like it's just sitting there for when I want to have a cocktail. But everything in moderation, right? Everything in moderation. I love bacon. I don't cook bacon very often. I don't. When Jess is here, I get her some special bacon. And she says the entire Houston fam is competitive. Yes, we are. You better believe it. You better believe it. We're all competitive. But everything in moderation, you know, get your water, get your sun, like your vitamin D, talk to your doctor. We're not one size fits all. So what works well for one person may not work well for you and your body. So be careful of in my opinion, the fad diets. And I don't do diets. I believe in creating a routine that I can maintain no matter what. Now, I do enjoy Metamucil. I need more fiber in my diet, okay? I'm not going to lie about that. I like my Metamucil. But do what's best for you. And check with your doctor. If you're not sure, just don't go out there doing stuff and, you know, it gets out of pocket. But those regular checkups, even if you feel healthy, regular visits to your doctor can catch the issues, okay? Again, I have seen, and I read a lot of top tier athletes, and I don't know how it happens, but some of these heart conditions go missing in these exams. We see it in student athletes. We see it in professional athletes. Just go get a checkup. I know it can be fearful, but we can't be afraid of what's happening in our body. It can get into some really wonky places. Hey, shout out to David who is here. Yes, water, nature's elixir. Water. And I'm not mistaken, you need half your body weight in water. I just read that. I just read it. I kid you not, like last week. So think about that. Half your body weight in water. I know it's a lot of water, but your body is mostly water. So, hey. But get in front of it. And I'm going to leave you with a story, another story. I had shared this just not too long ago on another video. But don't put your health at risk because of work and other things. I was a young whippersnapper working in Houston, and there was this cyst that I could literally see. Like, it got to the point where I could literally touch it. I could see it and touch it. It didn't have any pain, but I knew it didn't belong there. Go to my doctor. I lied about how long that cyst was there because I was like, he's going to judge me, as he should, because here I am seeing a problem and ignoring that problem because I got to work. It's a busy season. All these stupid excuses to put your life and your health on the line. Don't do it. But I went in. We got that cyst removed. Put me on birth control to keep those things at bay, which it worked. It worked extremely well. So thankful to Dr. Hamilton for giving me what I needed to take care of my health. But don't think, well, I can't miss work. You got two options. Now, how do I say this graciously? If you're dead, it don't matter. Okay? So take care of yourself, right? Get your exams. Don't put your health on the line for any job, right? It's not worth that. It's never worth that. There's not any money or anything that is worth your life and your health. So don't do that. Get ahead of it. And yes, as David says, putting it off will cost you. You know, we've met. Yes. Take care of yourself, people. Take care of yourself. If you do nothing else, take care of yourself and those around you. Let's have these conversations. Let's get our loved ones who don't ever want to go to the doctor to the doctor. Preventive care is the way to go. That's my story. And again, this Pink Power Hour. Yes. If you know someone who has not had a wellness check in a very long time, there are resources for those who do not have health insurance. I will tell you, when I didn't have health insurance, because I went through a stint of being underemployed and homeless and all the things, Planned Parenthood gives men and women wellness exams. Okay? So they have more than one purpose in the world. I know what people will have you think. They are there for those of us who cannot afford health insurance or do not have health insurance. They are there for us too. So you can get an exam, a wellness exam for men and women. That's it. Now it's the weekend, people. It's the weekend. Like I said, my grandbaby, the baby girl is coming. I'm excited about it. We are going to try to eat healthy. I mean, I'm making chili. She wanted chili. So we're going to try to eat healthy. I mean, I'm going to make it. I think chili's healthy. I mean, it's got like peppers and stuff in it. It's got cayenne pepper and stuff. I think that's chili. I myself am going for a Frito pie. All right. I got my corn chips. I got my low sodium corn chips. Low sodium corn chips. I got cheese, sour cream. I got chives. I'm going in today. So I'm going to get up, get my chili on the stove. Waiting for them to arrive in about maybe another 30 minutes. We're going to have a great time this weekend. So enjoy your family. Thank you, mother. With this topic, I'm telling people, health is wealth. You want to be rich? Take care of yourself. Ooh, I should be a rapper. Okay, maybe not. Chili does sound good, right? Yes, it sounds great. Oh, Frito pie sounds even better. Dinner, I'm thinking like maybe 6:30. It should be ready. But I did go out and get like olives, some salami, some smoked Gouda, because I'm gonna eat up while I'm cooking. I am the daughter of Clarence Houston Jr. All right, so I got it honest. I got it honest. Thank you, Ron, and thank you, David, for showing up. Yes, yes, Texans are here. It's that season. It's time for some chili. Time to get it on, people. Thank you all for tuning in today. And if you're watching in the replay, thank you for watching there as well. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute before I forget. The poll. So yeah, we got 60% of people get their exam every year. 20% say no, and 20% say I really try to get my exam every year. We're going to get there. It's okay. We're going to get there. Until then, enjoy the weekend. Stay safe. See you guys next week. Thank you for watching another episode of Girl, Listen. Be sure to tune in every other Friday at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we also invite you to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.